Subtracting sign numbers. Example, subtract -3 from +4. Well, let's write that out as a number sentence so we know what we're looking at here. So we have a +4, and from that +4, we're going to subtract a -3. And using the rules that we've learned, whenever we're subtracting or combining or adding unlike terms, we can change the sign of the smaller number. In this case, we have a -3. Let's change the sign. We have +4 plus, we're adding, a +3 is equal to, okay, +4 plus +3 is equal to +7. Let's find that on the number line and see if we can make sense of this. We have a +4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a directional number, 4 numbers to the right, and to that we're combining or adding a +3. So let us move 3 more spaces to the right, 1, 2, 3, and we end up at +7. So we know we've done that correctly. But here's a little trick that works every time. Whenever you're faced with a problem like this where you are combining 2 negative numbers, as in this case, a +4 minus a -3, think of it in terms of this. You have a negative number, so this could be in the opposite. What would be the opposite of a -3? And we know that would be a +3. So we can rewrite that as a +4 plus a +3 is equal to, and again a +4 plus a +3 is equal to a +7. So our numbers check out.
This is James Howe. He's going to tell us a little bit about this suit that astronauts wear.
Okay, this is the what we could refer to as the EVA suit, which is the extravehicular activity suit. It's what the astronauts will wear when they go outside to either do repair work or build the space station, which is coming up.
You told me it gets kind of hot outside, doesn't it?
Yes, it gets very hot out there.
This is, what is this? This goes...
This is the liquid cooling garment.
They do
extravehicular
water is pumped through this garment to keep the astronaut cool inside the suit, because this is so well insulated, this suit, the astronaut would get very hot if he didn't have that liquid cooling.
Now when the sun is shining, how hot does it get?
In the sun rays, he would see a +250.
+250. And when the sun's not shining, when they're in the shade, what does it get to?
It gets to a -250.
So +250 and -250, so there's how many degrees difference between the hot and the cold? Let's do the math. We want to find the difference in temperature between when it is hot and when it is cold. So the word difference means we want to subtract. So it's +250 degrees, subtract -250 degrees. And so in using the principle for subtracting sign numbers, we change the sign of the bottom number and then use the principles for adding sign numbers. So it's +250, +250, and that will be +500 degrees. Now we can find the difference between when it's hot or when it's cold, so we can just reverse these numbers. -250, +250, and we're going to subtract from -250 +250. We're going to use the rule for subtracting sign numbers. We change the bottom number. Whatever, if it's a positive, we make it negative. So it'll be -250. And we change that plus to -250. Use the rule for adding sign numbers, so that would be -500 degrees. And so what we have here then, when the sun is shining and the sun goes away, then the opposite side of the moon, it drops to 500 degrees, to -250 degrees. And in the opposite, when the sun is not shining, it's -250 degrees. And when the sun comes out, that temperature rises a +500 degrees. A tremendous difference in temperature between when the sun is shining and when it's not shining.
Please pause the video now and complete the problems in your workbook. When finished, press play.
and we'll continue with the next lesson.